Hey everyone, I'm here at the Buckeye Bike Show with none other than Eddie Fiola. And Eddie was riding. I saw his bike and I saw a sticker on the side that said former pro, and it made me instantly want to do a bike check with him. So take it away, Eddie. Can you tell me a little bit about your bike?
Well, we're going to start off with the very beginning. Like, I was one of the guys that helped design the GT Performer, right? So it's a Performer. And GT went along, and I rode for GT for a long time and had a lot of fun. GT stopped making the Performer. So I decided that I wanted to make a bike that looked old but rode new. So I made a new school geometry bike but looked old. And I called it a Proformer. I got a letter from GT. GT says, hey, we don't, Performer and Proformer sound a lot alike. You're gonna have to change the name. And I don't have lawyers and money and this and that, so we decided to cut the sticker, swap the sides, and now it's a Former Pro. And so that's what we're riding here today. This bike is made by Supercross BMX, and they also do the handlebars and the forks.
So that was intentional things for you to put the cable through that.
Yeah.
That is really, really cool.
We had custom rims made by Skyway. These Skyways, what you don't get to see is a gold hub on a white rim, which usually the gold hub would only come onto graphite hubs. But we also had to do a double rim choice. So we had to do a Tough Wheel 1 and a Tough Wheel 2. Reason being is that I needed a rear 9-tooth cog in the rear, so we couldn't use a freewheel 16 cog. So we have an old school rim in the rear and a new school rim in the front. We've got the Redline 175 cranks, Techno Pro brakes, and the clear brake pads. Now, back in the day, our brakes never worked on Skyway Tough Wheels. Reason being is because the MX-1000 brake wouldn't give you enough pull. So with the new age of the 990 brakes and the compound of the new Odyssey brake pads, these brakes actually work on Tough Wheels. So it's just amazing how well some of this stuff works, and the balance, and the brakes actually work. And I can skid and stop and do front wheel hops and things like that. So this is a bike made by Supercross, and I'd like to thank Bill Ryan for helping me put this whole thing together. And you'll see maybe some coming up next year, some new ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there anything geometry-wise that you were specific about when you were putting that together?
So when I put this bike together, I just wanted to make sure that everybody else could ride it at a normal, even new school guys. If they drop the seat all the way down, it's a 21.5 top tube, normal, Colt fit, standard, all the normal bikes, same exact geometry that everybody else is running. One of the bikes that I did make a while ago, I think back in 2013, the only thing I changed is that I wanted the seat mast 1 inch forward so I could touch for some old school quick spin tricks. But that was the only thing that was different. But that bike was made here in the US, and I could follow the whole construction back then. But yeah, we've got a bike, a 20-inch BMX bike coming out from Supercross, and a 26-inch dirt jumper that I think I'm gonna borrow a dirt jumper and come across. You guys got a new pump track not too far from here, so we're gonna hit that up tomorrow. So I
noticed the Fiola on your seat. Is that custom?
Yes, that is also custom made. So when we built these bikes, the seat, there's only 50 of these seats. There's only 50 sets of these rims, and they only came on the complete bike that Supercross sold. So
gotcha. So this was like a bike someone could have bought when it was new.
This came out of the box. This literally came out of the box exactly the way it sits, except for the pegs. But other than that, this is it.
Nice.
And the first time I unboxed this bike, I set it up into a contest and it won first place.
That's
so literally out of the
cool.
box, first place. So it's a winner, but not numbered, not anything, limited edition. we're gonna try to make more. So
That's really cool. Do you have a specific like peg choice that you like with that or anything?
Not specifically. The only thing I don't run a peg on my right side in the front, only because I don't use that at all. I don't go to that side, and I don't do a lot of peg stalls. So, and since I am I'm right-footed, but use my left foot as most of the standing type style tricks. The rear peg on the left side is a little bit longer than the other side.
This is really cool. I didn't realize that this was like a bike that came out of a box and it was something that people could buy.
Yep. Out of the box.
That's really awesome. The grips, what are those?
These are Amy tri grips, and again, one of the stock things that came on the bike. The pedals, I think, are Speedline. I think I got a snafu on the rear axle peg, and just mix matched on the other stuff. So a lot of the stickers were made by a company called Rad Designs 1986. So they helped me do a bunch of the stickers on there, some custom stuff, and that's it.
That's really awesome, man. This bike is you.
Yep,
I mean,
is me.
that's cool. And watching you ride it today was really, really fun. So I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me about it. Good
No
to
worries.
meet you today. And check it out. When are the new ones coming? Next year,
We're
you
gonna try
said?
next year
Okay.
to make sure that everything's on the up and up, and shipping it out. And since they're coming from overseas, we've got to do some negotiating with the prices of shipping. So
I gotcha. So with that being said, check them out. Stay tuned. Where do people find you online?
I'm on Facebook, on Instagram, Eddie Fiola at AOL. That's my web or my email, and that's it. So.
All right. Well, thank you, Eddie. I appreciate your time.